Based on the first two episodes of the latest UK version of the Traitors, here are my faithfuls to watch. First up is Kaz. I think it's very clear that he's setting himself up to be the top dog and the guy that's willing to take risks and be bold. And I think after the setbacks of the first two roundtables, I think he's very eager to get a win and to pin down a traitor to get some sort of respect and credibility from the entire group. So they can kind of get off his back, but also he can kind of solidify himself as an asset to the group. Also, because he has a lot of suspicion on him, it's also incentive for the traitors to keep him in. Personally, I think that's a mistake, simply because I feel like he can be very persuasive as a pawn in their game. It could backfire because he could end up convincing people and getting them on his side, making it harder for them to kill him off if they wanted to. It seems like his main target for the next episode is going to be Amani. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how he navigates this, and also how Amani reacts to this and how the other traitors react to this. I suspect she's going to be one of the bigger characters in the season. He's definitely looking to prioritize screen time, darling. And I think perhaps he could be a candidate for a traitor recruitment. So I think he has potential to go far. But right now, I couldn't say that I could see him winning, simply because I think his arrogance will get the best of him. We did see elements of that seeping out at the round table where he was being very condescending to Charlotte. Very reminiscent of the average doctor in the UK being condescending and dismissive. And I think that's going to rub people the wrong way. So I feel like eventually he's going to get banished if he isn't murdered first. But I think he's probably going to be here potentially for the majority of the competition. Another faithful to watch is Leanne. She seems to be one of the most dominant female faithfuls. She's kind of been working semi-quietly in the background, possibly because of strategy, but I think she could become a key player the longer in the series as we go, if she doesn't get murdered. One thing to note is that I do think that she comes across a bit intense. And for me, she said she was going to be playing this ditzy Barbie. But to me, she's definitely coming across very calculated and very intelligent. So I feel like she obviously had this persona that she was going to portray in her head, try and bimboify herself. But she just got too invested in the game and, she kind of forgot that she's meant to be playing this bimbo. So potentially, people might become suspicious of that, It doesn't seem like she's a nail tech. Is she lying about that? And if she's lying about that, what else is she lying about? So perhaps she could come under suspicion in that manner. Personally, if I was a traitor, she would definitely be on my list of people to get rid of. I think it's going to be interesting to see her strategy moving forward. And then my third and final faithful to watch of the week is the iconic Charlotte, who's come onto this show with a fake Welsh accent. And she's keeping it up. I've got to give it to her. I definitely think this was a quirk that she put onto her application to guarantee that she was casted. I think the casting director who read her application cracked the fuck up and was like, okay, let's give her a go. She said her mum is Welsh, so, she has, an accent to go by. And, Ellen, when she was, still in the show, didn't suspect her accent for being fake. So she's kind of perfected that, at least. And yeah, she's kept it up. And, people kind of lose their accents all the time. She says that she lives in London. So, if she slips up and starts talking in a London accent, she'll be like, oh, I've been, talking to the London lot, sometimes, my accent mimics them, because that does happen. But anyway, she did this whole performance because she says that Welsh accents are more trustworthy. And yeah, she's fighting for her life at every banishment, it seems. And I feel like she's definitely going to be the character who is going to be fighting for their life at every banishment. So not only is she having to fight for her life, but she's having to fight for her life in a fake accent. And I'm so intrigued to see how this battle ends. Now, right now, it's not looking good for my girl, but there is light at the end of the tunnel because we have seen people on the show battle it out to the final and win the money. But they were fighting for their life, literally every single episode. Can she do it? Can she do it in a Welsh accent? I'm rooting for her. But I gotta hear from you guys. Who are your faithfuls to watch currently?